welcome to the Freedom Culture. All right, hope everybody's all right, feeling well and healthy. Just me again, giving you the latest on the crypto news in the most understandable tone possible. There's a lot of content out there, a lot of content creators in the crypto space, but my goal is to make things in the most simplistic and understanding tone. A lot of these guys are, they're programmers, and they could talk they could talk over your head. With that being said, this is a company called BlackRock. Now, BlackRock, this is a bad boy here, It owns the world.
There's a good chance you've never heard of BlackRock. Founded in only 1988, in less than 30 years, this American financial firm would grow to become the company that owns the world, managing assets worth $6.3 trillion. These are assets that belong to their clients, mainly the pension funds of ordinary people, teachers, police officers, nurses, and many more. And that's just the beginning.
Just like any other company, they've been stagnant on the cryptocurrency space, even though that, there's a lot of smart guys in these companies. They know that things evolve. And we was evolving into that space in the first place. It's actually this document in the 1990s that came out about the cryptocurrency space. Like, they knew this ahead of time, but they wanted to keep it low key so they could get their good fit in first, and be good before anybody else. That's my opinion. However, they've been stagnant, just like everybody else, on announcing that they're bullish on the crypto space. And lately, they've been a lot more optimistic.
John, in conversation with Central Bank Governor Mark Carney at the Council of Foreign Relations this morning, Larry Fink acknowledging that Bitcoin has caught the attention and the imagination of many people. It's still untested, pretty small relative to other markets, and he says it is seeing big giant moves every day, but it's a thin market. Can it evolve into something real, a global market? Fink said possibly. He also noted that having a digital currency has a real impact on the US dollar.
In late March, he stated that the havoc caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine could accelerate the adoption of digital currencies. Many interpreted this as a sign that the financial behemoth is finally warming up to crypto. In response to that, he started they started buying USDC. They started managing a lot of USDC. Now, it's important to emphasize that USDC is a private entity and should not be confused with CBDC. Don't get USDC confused with CBDC, But furthermore, they started managing, I keep on thinking like he's just the spokesperson of this company, Larry Fink. BlackRock started managing the primary cash reserves of USDC, 50 billion digital asset available on blockchains including Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, Stellar, Avalanche, Flow, and pegged to the value of the US dollar. BlackRock has entered into a border of strategic partnership with Boston-based Circle, one of the primary issuers of USDC. Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, Stellar, Avalanche, Flow. USDC is going to be able to operate on these blockchains.
As we explore the technology behind blockchain, it is important to understand what role Bitcoin plays. Bitcoin is a digital currency launched in 2009 with the intention of simplifying online transactions by bypassing government control of currency. It does this by storing and transacting the currency over a peer-to-peer network, a blockchain, rather than using a central monetary repository. It's important to make the distinction that Bitcoin is not a blockchain itself. Bitcoin is transacted over an open, public, anonymous blockchain network. In many ways, you can think of blockchain as the operating system, and Bitcoin is one of the many applications that run on that system.
Long story short, blockchain is the platform which brings cryptocurrency into play. The blockchain is the technology that serves as a distributed ledger that forms the network. This network creates the means for transacting and enables transferring of value and information. Cryptocurrencies are the tokens used within these networks to send value and pay for these transactions. You can see them as tools on blockchain, in some cases serving as a resource or a utility function. Other times they are used to digitize value of an asset. Blockchains serve as the basis technology in which cryptocurrencies are a part of the ecosystem. They go hand in hand, and crypto is often necessary to transact on the blockchain.
Blockchain is the technology that enables the existence of cryptocurrencies. I like to say crypto is the blockchain, it's time is the clock. But what is Circle? Circle is a peer-to-peer payment technology company. It was founded by Jeremy Allaire, I'm terrible with names, Sean Neville, and in October 2013. Circle's mobile payments platform, Circle Pay, allows users to hold, send, and receive traditional fiat currencies.
Circle sits at the center of the next major transformation that the internet is bringing to the world. This fundamental transformation of our economic and financial system with the power of digital currency and blockchain technology. Moving money today is often as slow as sending a letter in the mail. It's often as expensive as 5 or 10% of the money that you're even trying to send, with toll takers taking an inordinate amount of fees. We created a model where we could take dollars that are in the US banking system and issue a digital currency that's backed by those. And once you have those digital currency units, those USDC tokens, you have the ability to transact and transmit at the speed of the internet with incredible cost efficiency, with all the powers of cryptocurrency, but with the price stability of a dollar.
Back to BlackRock. In BlackRock's Q1 earnings call, it's looking at more than just cryptocurrencies and stablecoins towards tokenization and permissioned blockchains. In June, it was reported that BlackRock is looking to hire a blockchain lead. They're looking to get USDC more acceptable to traditional markets. This is a new way of financing, the new digital asset. This is just new. So they're looking to make sure it's nice, clean, regulated, no problems and all that. Now USDC in this deal, it gives the approval more of a better look to USDC. The market capitalization has swollen from 4 billion at the beginning of last year to over 50 billion, but has yet to catch up with Tether's 82.5 billion. Despite the lack of transparency about the size and composition of its reserves and regulatory oversight, Tether's managed to maintain its position as preferred stablecoin among crypto investors in large parts due to its early arrival in 2014. Now Tether is a little suspect. I don't trust Tether, not even a little bit.
We're taking an ecosystem first approach. We are a founding member of a groundbreaking consortium with Circle. We're really excited.
There are different ways to keep a stablecoin stable in price. We chose the simplest approach, which is simply keep a single US dollar on reserve and on hand for every USD coin that's outstanding.
The whole point of what we're doing is to bring us more into this utility phase where crypto can be useful on a daily basis.
This gets us closer to a more open financial system because moving money around today can be surprisingly hard, especially when you're building new financial products and apps. We think that a stablecoin could be to the financial system what the iPhone was to mobile, namely an innovation that makes the entire system more programmable and hence more useful.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, honestly.
USDC, launched by Circle and Coinbase 4 years later, was also criticized for its opacity in declaring its reserves, specifically when it came to the size of creditworthiness of commercial paper and corporate bonds underpinning the asset. However, late August, it adjusted its risk strategy and pledged to only back the asset with physical cash and treasuries. It also applied to become a national bank. So these guys are actually looking to become the new banks. You feel me? Circle is looking to become a bank. The cryptocurrency company, which just announced plans to go public in a 4.5 billion SPAC deal, intends to become a full reserve national commercial bank based on the requirements set by the Federal Reserve, U.S. Treasury, the OCC, and the FDIC. Co-founder CEO Jeremy Allaire said in his blog post.
We've reported that you're closer to submitting an application to operate as a bank in the United States. A couple questions there. How soon can we see that kind of an application happen? And also, how much is that contingent on the regulatory environment that we're seeing right now?
Well, we're seeing tremendous progress in the regulatory environment. The policy discussion has shifted massively over the last year from one really focused on sort of the risks and challenges of stablecoins now to a world where, the head of the Federal Reserve, Secretary Yellen, the head of the OCC, the Undersecretary of Treasury, members of Congress on the left, on the right, Democrats, Republicans. This has become a nonpartisan issue, which is how do we ensure that dollar digital currencies become the currency of the internet, and policies moving towards that and making sure that large private sector actors are well regulated, that can have federal supervision. And so there's really been a move towards that. We're very excited about the progress that's being made in Washington, D.C., the engagement we're seeing from the OCC and others. And so, we're very confident that this is going to become not only a federally supervised and regulated critical market infrastructure, but it's going to help the United States.
So it seems like Circle has more of a green light. They seem to be handling their paperwork well, when it comes to getting established to becoming a bank.
I've known Gary for 20 years. Is probably the most sophisticated of regulators. So the idea that Brian Armstrong, obviously a self-interested man, wants to take on the SEC, what does he think? What is it, like a street fight? Sharks, Jets?
Right. All he's asking for is some clarity. He just wants some clarity for them so they understand
that is so wrong, David.
The world that they're operating in.
Some really sketchy behavior coming out of the SEC. Clarity? Why not say, listen, I'm not sure about the SEC.
Those may have been ill-chosen words, and you're right. They may
suboptimal choice, and an ill-advised strategy.
Suffer consequences from doing that. But at the same time, you could understand perhaps their frustration in being
Well, why don't they
not
tell their
understanding
spouses?
what it is they're supposed to do.
It seems to me Coinbase should have took some pointers from Circle. Shout outs to Boston because, Circle is also from Boston and Algo is based in Boston. And those are just some clean, compliant companies right there. Like, they seem to be handling their paperwork right when it comes to regulations and all that. So big ups to Boston and their crypto environment over there. However, Coinbase is having a little bit of trouble. General bank license would allow Coinbase to exchange in merchant acquisitions, asset management, and trading. However, the exchange has already begun establishing relationships with traditional banks and at an international level. Coinbase has integrated itself into financial markets as well by establishing an account with Barclays Bank, as well as obtaining an e-money license. This move makes it easier for UK-based customers to use cryptocurrencies, exchanged, and withdraw fiat currency. This feature means that Coinbase has become a crypto bank, says Nash Exchange co-founder Fabio Cainson. Now, it seems, basically they've been a bank and they didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of seems like. Says, quote, it's much closer to a bank than anything else because it is completely centralized. It is much closer to a bank than anything else because it is completely centralized. Cainson told Crypto Briefing. They even acquired Neutrino, which means complete de-anonymization of the user. I guess that correlates with KYC, know your customer, or the IDs that you have to submit and information that you have to submit in order to just make an account with Coinbase. So, which means complete de-anonymization of the user. So if it's subject to bank-like rules, it's already acting like a bank. SEC to Coinbase, crypto banking is still banking. Coinbase is not the first would-be crypto lender to run into trouble for trying to act like a bank. Apparently, it's not cool to act like a bank. So Coinbase is dealing with some negative press. Coinbase, there's an article here. Coinbase earnings were bad. Worse still, the crypto exchange is now warning that bankruptcy could wipe out user funds. The warning shows why crypto investors should keep their funds in a private wallet, which I'm big on. Get your money off of the exchanges and put it on a cold wallet. Invest like in a ledger or something like that, or put in Exodus, Atomic, or one of these software wallets instead of just having it on the internet. Yeah, I don't trust that. So it also experienced some trouble in India. Coinbase halted India service due to pressure from the central bank. So it really seems like the central bank is kind of like zeroing in on Coinbase as a company, because they've been acting a little fresh. They've been, biting a little bit more than they could chew. You feel me? Like, they need to, it's a new space. So, I understand you could get excited and you just go ahead and do all kinds of stuff. But now, you got the big dogs involved, and, they like slow your roll. So they might be the first to get regulated. However, I don't think it's going to be the end of Coinbase. I think at the end, we all learn from our mistakes, and especially big companies. There's so much money invested into the space, and I'm hot as hell. But I think Coinbase is going to be here for the long run. But keep that in mind. Just make sure you protect yourself and protect your money, and do the knowledge to what's going on out here, because you don't want to, you don't want to play yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play yourself as a crypto investor or as someone involved in crypto, and you don't want to play yourself not being involved in crypto in the same sense. But just wanted to touch bases on that. Like, subscribe, share, all that. Show love. Love y'all. Peace, love, respect, all that. All right? One.
It's what you make it. I hope you make a movement. Hope your opportunity survives the opportunist.